What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be predicting the AFC South. Now, at the time I'm filming and predicting this video, week 1 has already happened, meaning that the Chiefs have already beat the Ravens 27-20, but this is on the day afterwards, on that Friday, and I'm recording this 3 hours before the match. Just so you all know, I did not cheat there. So, yeah, I know I'm a little bit late. Sorry, but please enjoy. Now, last plays, I do have the Tennessee Titans. Now, Tennessee Titans offensively just got rid of Derrick Henry. I do think the signing of Calvin Ridley is going to help them a little bit. It really depends on Will Levis's production, whether he's going to be a star quarterback or he's going to be a bust production. And on the defensive side, they just got L'Jarius Sneed. I think that's going to help them a ton, but I don't think it's going to be enough to carry this team past or even into the playoffs, which is not that big of a surprise. Also, this elite wide receiver duo between DeAndre Hopkins and Tyler Boyd, very underrated by the way, should help Will Levis a lot. And also, I do expect good production from Jeffrey Simmons. Anyways, let's get into predicting. In week 1, I have them losing to the Chicago Bears on the road before beating the Jets and the Packers, two tough teams, back-to-back weeks at home. For 1 week before the bye week, in week 5, they're going to lose to the Miami Dolphins to enter 2-2. But after the bye week, fully rested, they're going to take down the Colts before going on back-to-back road games against the Bills and the Lions. They're going to win both of those. But then going at home, beating the Patriots, then traveling in LA for week 10, losing that one. Then play hosting the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to win there, going back-to-back road games against the Texans and Commanders, losing both of those before beating the Jaguars, but then dropping 3 straight against the Bengals, Colts, and Jaguars. Once again, they take their revenge there before beating the Texans, but it doesn't really matter. They finished 7-10 in this pretty nice division, but they finished last. For third place, that means we do have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Trevor Lawrence just got paid a fat contract. He is now tied for the highest paid quarterback in the league. But people are hating on Mac Jones. Listen, Mac Jones isn't necessarily as bad as you think. He was just surrounded by a terrible coach and wide receivers who had butter for hands. But I think with the second opportunity, if Trevor Lawrence does get injured, it shouldn't be that big of a downgrade. It should still be a downgrade, but not that big of a downgrade. I mean, Mac Jones was torching it up in the preseason. Anyways, on the wide receiver core with the new addition, Gabe Davis, they should do a lot well with him replacing Calvin Ridley, who wasn't really doing that great. I think that they're going to do a lot better this year, along with Evan Ingram. Now, I do think Josh Allen or Josh Hines Allen. Remember, there's 2 Josh Allens in the league, one on the Jags and one on the Bills. Yeah, I think he's going to have like a similar year to last year, which was already an incredible year. If you can repeat that, then they should be good for this season. But now, let's get into predicting. In week 1, I have them losing to the Miami Dolphins on the road. Not really surprised there, before beating the Cleveland Browns at home, then traveling to Buffalo and Texas to play the Texans and the Bills, losing both of those, for play hosting the Indianapolis Colts, winning that one, beating the Bears on the road, beating the Patriots at home, a nice 3-game stretch where they're going to win, but they better miss it because they're going to lose back-to-back games against the Packers and the Eagles, the 2 people that are playing tonight, for beating the Vikings, and then 1 week before the bye, losing to the Lions in Detroit. Now, sitting at the bye week 5 and 6, they really do need some magic to happen if they want to make the playoffs. Well, in week 13, I had them beating the Texans, but then going on the road in Nashville, Tennessee, losing that one, but then winning 3 in a row against the Jets, Raiders, and Titans, getting their revenge there against Tennessee. Before, in week 18, this is literally a win-or-go-home game against the Colts. If the Colts win, they move on to the playoffs. The Jags are eliminated. But the Jags win, they move on to the playoffs, and the Colts are eliminated. And unfortunately for them, this time I do have the Colts winning the final game. So the Jags are out of the playoffs on a serious heartbreaker. But that means at second place, we do have the Indianapolis Colts. Now this team finished 9-8 last year with a decent backup, Gardner Minshew. He's one of the more better backups. But imagine what Anthony Richardson could do to this team, as well as Joe Flacco if he gets injured once again, forgetting how to slide. But anyways, that offense should be crazy this year. And DeForest Buckner, he should be also pretty nice. Jalen Jones, those guys on the defense should get their job done. But at the end of the day, I think this Colts team has what it takes to make the playoffs. But now let's get into predicting. In week 1, I have them getting the upset victory against the Texans before going on the road in Green Bay. 2 tough teams in a row. I have to have them at least losing one of those, which I had them losing to the Packers there. But then they're going to beat the Chicago Bears and Pittsburgh Steelers back-to-back weeks for losing 4 in a row against the Jaguars, Titans, Dolphins, and the Texans, which will put them at 3-4. Now here, they're starting to think we gotta really go on a push to be able to make this playoffs. And that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna beat the Vikings and Bills back-to-back weeks in weeks 9 and 10. For in week 11, they're gonna lose the Jets, drop a game there, losing to the Lions, dropping a game there once again. But in week 13, 1 week before the bye, they're gonna beat the New England Patriots. Now at the bye week, they're currently sitting at 6-7. So if they want to break their 4-year playoff drought, then they should probably win these games, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They win their last 4 games against the Broncos on the road, but then they go back home, beating Titans, beating the Giants, and in that game that I described earlier, they're going to beat the Jaguars to finish electric at the end, winning 5 in a row to go 10-7 and securing a playoff berth. That means at first place, back-to-back champions, the Houston Texans. Now, I expect CJ Stroud to have an MVP-type year. I mean, with the healthy Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs, who isn't complaining for the ball every second, this team should be elite on offense. And also, you can't forget about Joe Mixon. On the defensive side, they have Willie Anderson Jr. He had a monster season last year. Derek Stingley, I expect him to take that next step in his progression, getting a big year there, and with Jalen Petrie and Jimmy Ward. But now you know what time it is. It's predicting time. In week 1, I have them losing to the Indianapolis Colts, like I said earlier. But then I have them winning 5 games in a row against the Bears, Vikings, Jaguars, Bills, and Patriots. 2 on the road and 3 at home. For now, going on the road into Green Bay, losing to the Packers, but then returning home, beating the Colts before losing to the Jets on Thursday Night Football, the short week. But then the mini bye week here, it is beating the Detroit Lions before going to Dallas, beating the Cowboys, clarifying themselves as the better Texas team. You heard that. But then they're going to beat the Tennessee Titans, returning home before 1 week before the bye. They're going to lose to a fully rested Jags team. Then after the bye week, I have them beating the Dolphins, beating the Chiefs, and then beating the Ravens. What is that 3-game stretch after the bye? That is so harsh, but the Texans will prevail. Before week 18, they lose to the easy team, the Titans. I know, kind of ironic. But yeah, that's it for this video. Here's a quick look at the AFC South standings. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these picks. And like always, please consider subscribing. It's free, it's optional. You can always unsubscribe later. Have a great day.